What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Apologies for running late. We had some technical difficulties, but that's kind of fixed right now. So we're gonna do a live show because I think the last live show I did was with you as well. Was it Monday or
Yeah,
something? So I haven't
yeah,
done a live show for a couple of days, and things did happen, did not happen. Things could be happening over the weekend, maybe, in terms of news, nothing official. Next week we're expecting the Motta announcement, but there's been a lot of news flying around, basically, in the
yeah.
media. Some insane news, some unbelievable news, worrying news, exciting news. So that's what we're going to talk about with me, Norbert. As always, how are you doing today?
Yeah, as you guys can see, I'm in a hotel, so sorry for the sound quality. Yeah, other than that, yeah, lots of crazy news. We give this and that for this and that, and Di Lorenzo worth apparently 25 million euros, and we are in for him, not in for him, and Conte wants him badly, so lots of
Yeah,
crazy news.
actually, like I don't even know where to begin because the
Yeah.
title of the show is Rabio being loyal, and that's a crazy news for me, to be honest. But actually, the Di Lorenzo saga is a bit weirder. We might start with that one because that's kind of fresh, I think.
Yeah.
Um, it's taking weird, like it's taking twists that you would expect, excuse me, with Napoli. It's like it's a mess. Like it's a mess, and all I need to say, or like what I want to say, is that we need to stay away from that mess.
Yeah.
Just stay away because it's not worth it. Like it's Di Lorenzo. It's it's not Alfonso Davis, or like you know what I mean. Like it's not
Yeah.
worth the drama. Besides what it's actually worth on the pitch or worth on the books as well. Like literally money you need to pay for him. Um, because the story basically is that we have been in talks with his agent, that we want to sign him, that he's valued, excuse me, as 20 million, at 20 million. His agent came out a week ago saying that Manna made it very clear that what the situation is, and we told Napoli we're gone, and nothing can change that. Now Conte is coming in, and the rumors popped up that hey, he wants him to stay, and his agent came out again today saying I don't care that Conte is joining, he's out. And then Napoli puts out a statement saying we don't want to sell. Like Conte is not even officially there. It's already crazy. So that's kind of exciting. Something to look forward to. But regarding us, if you're actually chasing Di Lorenzo, um, it's it's crazy, because it's not worth it. Financially, 20 million. I don't rate Di Lorenzo one bit. I'm not gonna lie. So
Yeah.
maybe I'm guided with not hate, but like a mindset I already have in mind where I'm like, I'm going into this disliking him. But then the added drama, I'm like, yeah, man, it's not worth it at all. But what do you make of the entire?
Yeah, so I know that you don't like him. And me, I would like him, but definitely not for any money, like only free agent, nothing else. So this 20, 25 million, whatever, it's changing, I swear, like the minute. It's insane. And hopefully Conte will save us and somehow he will, I don't know, tell the agent that I need the dude. And but why does he want to leave? Where does he want to go? Like, I don't even understand. Like,
Uh,
he wants to play in the Champions League, or what's the issue?
no,
Do you know?
Manna had a talk with all the players, at the end of the season, and he kind of made it clear that, what, captaincy, we're not happy, and all those things, kind of disrespect, basically,
Mm.
and that's the moment they said, okay, then we're gone. But even like from a fan's perspective, I don't know how, like, and that this is talking from Napoli's standpoint of view, how are you going to make it work? Because he's the captain of your club. His agent made it very clear he's gone. It's very obvious that he's in talks with Juve. And now you're asking for him to come back and be the captain of, like, the fans will not eat it up. And even if you strip away the captaincy, you have a broken player. Like, it's a weird situation. It's messy. That's why I'm saying
Yeah.
stay away from that, because it's not worth it. People are now going off for Alfonso Davis. I just put out a statement, but if it's 20 million Alfonso Davies, basically, that's what I was saying. It's worth the drama. But
Yeah.
now, it's not worth the drama. Like I don't get it. Like the news came out of nowhere basically, and we got sucked into whatever this is right now.
Yeah, signing any player from Napoli from the crazy De Laurentiis is insane, and it cannot go well for sure. We need a right back or even a left back. Well, I don't know. It depends because Cambiasso is a jolly joker. He can play anywhere. But yeah, we need a right back, and we should just spend time on things or players that are actually, I'm pretty sure we could find in France or even in Italy players that are better for less money, like Dorgu, right? That's his name from Lecce.
Lecce, yeah. But yeah, I mean, 20 million. Surely we can spend that money better. Like I can.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like it's very weird. Like we have, okay, like you said, like left back, right back. It needs to be figured out because Alexandro's gone. I don't think Diallo's gonna stay. Yes, Cambiasso's there. You're trying to bring in Calafiori, but it depends on how you're gonna play. De Sciglio, you should be kicking him out. So you need, like, when I hear talks about Barbieri saying, I'm like, nah, So you need to do things. I get it. I fully understand that. But Di Lorenzo?
Basically, we need 3 fullbacks. Because I'm sorry, I don't count Descio, Descio, like, no.
No, he should be gone,
Yeah.
I saw reporting suggesting that he might be leaving. I'm like, might? Like, it should be clear from day one that you're not going to be at this club this summer.
No, but he only makes 1.5 million,
Remember when you signed? I don't know if anyone remember when you signed. I think Julian, because he was still like regularly on the channel. I said he can earn 1.5 euro. I don't care. Yeah. He's not worth the money. He's not worth losing 1.5 euro on him, let alone 1.5 million. If Rugani is on 1.8 million, I'm like, he's worth that at least. Like, he's a decent backup. You need backups. I'm fine with it. 1.8, that's cool because he's fit, he's available. Like, when you need him, he's there. He will do a job for a couple of games, disappear, come back in, and do his job. With De Sciglio, he's not available. Like, yes, long-term injury now, but even without the long-term injury, he's injury prone, And when I wake up and I see news about Spinazzola, I want to cry. Like, I want to cry. Same. People are like, oh, he's a good backup. No, he's not. He's not fit. He cannot be a good backup if you're not fit. He can't. Like, he just can't. Even if he's going to play 20 games, like, projected to play 20 games because you rest the main guy. Out of those 20 games, I will bet you money on it, he's at least injured for 10 of them. So it's not a backup. Like, that's third, fourth choice, whatever. That's desperation mode. That usually doesn't happen in the season. And if it happens, any team, even a top club, is kind of screwed because you play a player that shouldn't be playing, period. It is what it is. You don't, like, getting linked with Spinazzola and all those guys, it's just absolutely no. That cannot be the case this summer,
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I think Giuntoli would not do these things.
I refuse to believe it as of now.
Yeah,
it will do these things.
Yeah, but we need to start moving. So Motta next week, right? Calafiori, hopefully, cauliflower, as I call him. Hopefully next week as well.
Yeah.
Wait, Di Gregorio is not even here yet, so it's not even official. There's
no, like, officially the market is not open. I get it, I guess, so it is what it is, but it's open. It's open.
Yeah, it is, because, you can sign the contract and it's valid from 1st of July and that's it.
Yeah, So I think it opens. I'm not sure when it opens. Probably after Euro somewhere. I thought Italy was a bit later than everyone this season. I'm not so sure about it.
1st of July, no? Everywhere.
No.
Because the contracts are usually until the 30th of June.
I don't know the dates, but I thought I saw Serie A opened later than the Premier League, even the Bundesliga. I don't know. I don't get it because I think it's very strange. I think that should be just regulated by the UEFA. That day,
day
one.
In Europe, everywhere, yeah.
So I find it very strange. But Julian saying Serie A opens July 1st and the Premier League June 14th. You know,
Wow. I had no idea about Premier League. 14.
Bundesliga, La Liga, July as well. Okay, so it was a Premier, not the Bundesliga. I thought it was the Bundesliga who opened before Serie A. But yeah, so that's the Di Lorenzo stuff. That will kind of sort us out like his own. Like that it will figure itself out, because as of now, it's just a mess. You know, it's weird. It makes no sense. You know, it makes no sense on so many levels. But
yeah, I think if Motta wants him or something, then maybe like Giuntoli sits down with him and tell him, listen, he's 25 mil and he's like 30. No. And then on to the next one or something.
You know, in this case, I think Giuntoli will say, because he knows him well, will be like, yeah, I'll make it work. Forget about his age. You know, I will give it a go. That's the feeling I'm having, you know. Yeah, like that's how it is. It shouldn't be like that, but that's kind of how it is. You know, it is how it is. But let's move on. Let's move on to the title of the show. Before I do that, keep in mind the podcast is out with Julian, so you can watch that for the people who asked for it. It's out. But the main story is Rabio. If I told anyone watching or rewatching this that Rabio was going to extend till 26 plus an option 27, the moment Allegri got sacked and he put out the statement, "You deserved more," I think everybody will call me insane, you know?
You deserve more, daddy. That's what he said.
Like, yeah, you deserve more, basically. So if anyone actually, if I said that back then, and anyone actually said, or anyone actually believed, yeah, it's gonna happen, I think you would lie. You would be lying. But it is moving towards happening right now, because the news is that it's not done deal or whatsoever, but they're very optimistic that they can reach a deal that they can agree on. I think Romeo said that, you know, it's a moment of being more optimistic. Keep an eye on the situation. They want to get this over with mid-June, you know, deal done, basically, like staying or leaving, but mid-June, just before the Euros, kind of. It needs to be resolved, the situation, which makes a lot of sense, or to me, it should have been resolved by now, but whatever. So that's that. It's 26 plus an option on 7.5 million, because the club can still apply for Rabio for the growth degree, so they can
off, right, or something
like that, you know. So it will be less for the club, basically.
Still a lot.
It's still a lot of money. It's still a lot of money, because he's earning this for 5 seasons now, basically, and like it's crazy. Like, it's just crazy to me. People know what I think about Rabio. I actually defended him more than anyone on this channel, but you know, I can. However, I always said that I will back whatever the new coach like. I want to buy in whatever the new coach wants to do, even if he wants Di Lorenzo. I will buy into it to a point where I'm like I will give it a shot, to a point where I'm like, okay, the shot is done, because what I believe about these players is coming through. Now you need to own up for it. You made a mistake, basically. But if he can turn Rabio in a player that's decent, gets the best out of it, with the best out of it, I've been even going forward, like carrying the ball, you know, be more aggressive, be quicker, because with Rabio, he's not technically a very poor player, you know, but he looks like a very limited player technically. I don't think he is. I think he's technically a very, like, he's not one of the best, but like, he's a technically, like, he's not McKennie, you know. Technically Rabio is actually very good, but it doesn't show, or hasn't shown in the last couple of years. Now, if Motta comes in and he can figure it out, I will sit here and be like, fine, you know, you made it work, credit to you. But the proof is out there that, or what we have seen is that's more unlikely than likely that it's going to happen. And 7.5 million, for me, that's a lot of money. You know, even if you pay 5.5, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, but for me, what is key is that finally we should have a coach and sporting director pair that works together and trust each other, and do everything in their power to succeed, because that was really missing for quite a few years now. And if Motta wants to keep Rabio, okay, be it, but make it work. You need to make it work because it feels like a huge investment. Because I assume next year we don't have the tax degree anymore, right? So
I'm assuming no as well.
we should not have like even now. So I don't understand how does it work again. Like it's such a mess.
There was kind of a glitch or like something. Probably Haneen knows better than me.
Yeah,
But there was something that they could still benefit for 1 year, and actually there were actually strong rumors that they were gonna just apply it again for everybody because it was gonna cost Italian league so
yeah,
much. But
yeah.
that's not official yet, so I'm not so sure. But what's also confusing is not really that he's staying, or like that's confusing to me or shocking. But we were linked with coal miners and all those things, and if you need to believe the news, he absolutely adores Locatelli and he's gonna make it work with Locatelli. Fajoli's out
Yeah.
there as well, but especially the coal miners thing. I thought we were all like, okay, Rabiot's gone, we're gonna get coal miners, basically. But that's not gonna happen, or like it's gonna happen, but Rabiot's gonna be here as well. So it's a lot of to process at this moment in time.
Yeah, so what I feel is that we're not going to sign anyone else like Cope Miners and that's it. Like I think he's gonna make it work with the current midfield, which honestly, like Fagioli, Locatelli, really serviceable, and Rabio, let's see. So I
There's no
think Cope
depth.
Miners and that's it.
There's no depth. We need some depth as well.
Uh,
What
yeah,
I thought was like, okay, and this might sound crazy. I'm like, they might not. Like, remember when I said a couple of weeks ago that if they keep Rabiot, they might not go for a real midfielder, but go for
uh-huh.
Zirkzee and mix it up a little bit. Play between the lines. I think that's a possibility. I think it's a possibility that they will do something, not what the media was kind of putting on a plate for us to believe. It's gold miners, and I don't know. I like
Yeah,
it sounds too perfectly planned, if that makes sense. That the media
yeah,
knows
so
step by step what we're gonna do. The Gregorio,
yeah,
gold miners. It sounds too quote unquote perfect. Calafiori that we have it all figured out, with no, you know, um, no surprises around the corner. Basically, it sounds too
yeah, but if
perfect.
we yeah, but if you also listen to the rumors and stuff that Cope Miners wants to stay in Italy, Liverpool is not really into him, for example. And what was the other thing? That Zirkzee as well, like lots of interest from Milan. Milan is the most concrete, as far as I understand, but also in England as well. So it looks like it would be harder to get him um, than Cope Miners, even if the price is a little higher. But yeah, Giunto needs to figure this out and make everything work. This is his first big test, so
It
summer
is.
didn't even start. It's going to be a long one.
It's gonna be like well, we knew it was gonna
Yeah,
be a long one because like I didn't even put out the news once about our transfer budget because that budget changed
really.
five
Yeah,
times
changing.
this week. They don't know
Yeah,
what the budget is. It
yeah,
was 30 million, it was 20 million, but we needed to sell for 80 million. The next day it
yeah,
was 40 million, but we needed to sell one player. Today it's 50 million if we sell this and this player. Nobody knows. Like
yeah,
that's the honest truth. Nobody knows. It's the reporting about transfer budget is pointless. Even if you're a rich club, it makes no sense because nobody knows what the transfer budget is.
Did you
Like
see?
it's crazy
They
news.
reported they reported 100 million for Milan.
Yeah, like
So
it
silly.
it's pointless. Like it's completely pointless to talk about transfer budget. Only time will tell what the transfer budget is. Basically, if we sell a player like Sule, I think part of that will go into the budget. I'm not. Nobody knows what the club has lying already as a base. Even if they don't sell a player, so we don't know.
Yeah,
And the media can write 1,000 stories about that. They will never know because that's something that probably will not leak because it's too complex to leak, in my opinion. because it depends on so many things. So
Yeah.
the reporting, like I said, it swung with 30 million in 2 days. Like it's not going up 30 million in 2 days. So it's pointless reporting. We don't know. What we do know is that we're gonna need to sell for obvious reasons, but also we have too many players. Players coming back from loan. Was it Monday? Or no? When did Fiorentina play? Wednesday. So Wednesday, the reporting was out there that Arthur can come back and he can stay. No, he cannot. Like he cannot. He's on insane money. The club needs to cut him. I don't care if Motta likes him. Giuntoli will probably tell him he's out. Like he needs to go. And I doubt Motta likes him because he's not a good player. Like that watching that guy play is like watching paint dry. Nothing
Yeah.
happens. Like
Yeah.
absolutely nothing happens. If he had the good season people are claiming, Fiorentina will be calling us up and ask us to lower the demands because we want to keep him, but not for the current price. They turned around and they told us take him back. He's not good. Like he's just a normal
So
player. Like it's just sober.
average.
It's
Yeah.
very basic. It's nothing that a club is looking at and be like, yeah. So it will be hard to sell him. But it will be even harder
So
for me to imagine the Monta's like, yeah, stay, to be
so
honest.
Julian knows this as well because he plays Football Manager. So Arthur was such a talent back in Grêmio times, like one of the biggest talents, and he couldn't step up, and he failed. Failed in Barcelona, failed in Juve, failed at basically Fiorentina because they didn't want him or they don't want him. So yeah, we need to get rid of all this slack. We have a lot of players coming back, and we need to figure this out.
Yeah. And that's like, I don't think that's right now or like not the issue, but like that's not something the club is really focusing on now, getting these players out. I think it's the main guys that need to get out first. Players like, well, Chesney, apparently, because you're signing Di Gregorio. So you might find, you might need to find a solution for that as well. Not as well, like you need to. If you sign Di Gregorio, it's pointless. It makes no
Yeah,
sense having those goalkeepers.
and potentially both of them are going out.
Yeah, that's something I don't believe. I don't think the club is gonna focus on getting another goalkeeper as well. I think one is gonna say. I think they. I know Perin's contract is running out. I get the situation. I get it.
Yeah,
But who's gonna be the backup goalkeeper? Like who's out
Pinsolio is
there?
perfect. What are you saying?
No,
Pinsolio.
no,
Um, I wanted to say something. Yeah, so Giuntoli's team is not even complete.
no.
He's still like that's why also like it's not even. I think it's like 50% of what he can do because two of his dudes or they already signed with Juve, but I think they're coming like what 1st of July or something. The Pizza sporting director, right, and the other dude from where I forgot, but yeah.
Like they're not officially complete. I think a lot of them have been working already. Unofficially, basically, I guess.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, his team is not. It's like the reporting that Thiago Motta wants to play the Barcelona style. I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, what is the Barcelona style? Because what he
Tiki
played
Taka?
last season was not really Barcelona. Like, yeah, like what is the Barcelona style the last couple of seasons? So it's reporting to report basically, to
Yeah.
put things out there, to wind fans up a little bit or a lot apparently. So it's just what it is. It's very early, but I think the bullshit has been cut a little. Like, if it weren't for Juntoli, I think the bullshit meter will be at an all-time high. Because now it feels
Yeah.
more controlled. But also, that's why I said a couple of minutes ago, I have a feeling that it sounds too perfectly planned for it to
Mm.
be 100% true. Like, I think there's something that nobody really knows that's coming out when it's basically almost done.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what it is, but I'm assuming something in midfield. That's my guess. Something big with coal miners, something like that. Because again, it's too perfectly planned for the media to know everything into details. Like that's usually it doesn't really happen like that usually.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I guess we will see. I guess. Other news is, or like other news. I don't know if it's news because somebody brought it up. About a perfect midfield that Locatelli is viewed like actually all the players in the squad, according to the media, are or like Motta looks at them and they're like, yeah, you're top players. No, like just fill in the name. I've read it all right now. Like I've seen it all. He rates Vlahovic. He rates uh, even Bremer, Danilo, obviously Cambiasso, Locatelli, Rabio, even Miretti, and still
Yeah.
all of them are also like a lot of them are also for sale. Like that's the proof that the media is not really sure what they like. Motta's not in the job, and yes, he held talks with Giuntoli. Otherwise, you cannot plan for anything. And yes, things will probably leak. And he told Giuntoli's stuff. I want this, and this. I don't like that, and that. That makes sense before you actually assign a coach. What doesn't really make sense is that the media knows everything up to details again. It's impossible. It's impossible to know, because I think not a lot of players, but a couple of players. I think it will come down to what he thinks of them in preseason.
Yeah.
But that's for players that you can easily move on late in the window. It's not for a McKennie. It's not for I don't know, even like let's say he doesn't want Danilo. Like that's not a player you go into preseason. You're like, okay, convince me differently. Like those are players you just make your mind up. For the
Yeah.
players, I'm saying you can still make your mind up late and you can move them on. It's like a Miretti or a Bonace. You can move them out on loan even in the final week of the transfer window. If you like, those are the
Yeah.
players I think you will look at before making a decision. But the big guys or like the big contracts, I think that's done even before preseason, or that should be done before preseason kicks off.
For
Arthur,
sure.
McKennie, even
Yeah.
Rabio, like whatever it's gonna happen. Like these are things. Even Chiesa, you don't need to see Chiesa in preseason to decide if you want him, yes or no. You know what Chiesa is. Like it's
Yeah.
just what McKennie is. You know what Rabio is, Danilo is, whatever. But with the youngsters, you're like, okay, let me see. They're not ready. Okay, you go out on loan. Final week of the season, of the transfer window. So, like Arthur, oh, he wants to see him in preseason. I'm like, he knows who Arthur is. Like, he's not an idiot. It's like it's not a youngster. He's at an age. That's it. That's who he is. Period. You like it or you don't like it. So, those are the stories I don't believe right now.
Yeah, for example, with Arthur, I don't know, Giuntoli should sit down with the agent or with Arthur and tell him, listen, dude, if you wanna control your own destiny, let's just, end this contract and that's it. But the money is too good,
Yeah, the money
I
is
guess.
insane. Like,
Yeah.
the money is like that. Oh my god, I remember.
What is he? Three net or more than that?
What? No, I wish it was
Five net?
three net. Yeah, something like that.
Oh, five net.
I wish it was three. I remember that story coming out. It was during COVID. Actually, it was the Chilio news before that, and whatever player we were linked with. If somebody remember that story, but it was that season that we were getting the Pjanic to Arthur. Like it was a disaster from minute one. From day one, it was a disaster.
Yeah.
Like
But
that was an
both,
absolute
both
flop.
all parties, because Pjanic as well, from that,
Yeah,
he
same.
wasn't like he was
No,
before.
same. Like financial, like it's just it's one of the worst deals we have ever done.
Yeah.
Easily, it's up there. I forgot he's at the club, but he's at the club still. And every time I watch him play, I'm like, yeah, man, this ain't it. It's just it's not it. It's slow. It's very basic. It's extremely frustrating to watch at. Like extremely
Yeah.
frustrating to watch at. Um, and yeah, man, it's a bad deal. Instead of Di Lorenzo, why not Cancelo?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the club could do the funniest thing ever. I'm not gonna lie. They're gonna,
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen. But yeah, if you can give me Di Lorenzo, I'll take Cancelo. Obviously, oh, he
Yeah, but
cannot defend.
well, now it's not realistic on multiple levels because
No, it's.
we don't need
I don't
wing
want
back. We need a
Cancelo
fullback.
back. By the way, I don't want Cancelo back.
Yeah, yeah.
It,
No X's.
no, it's done.
Yeah.
So, but it's not gonna happen. Obviously, nor do I think the Di Lorenzo thing is gonna happen as of now. I don't see us a
Yeah.
club like I don't see us going through the mess, and overpaying.
I really don't see Giuntoli doing something like this. Like 20, 25 mil for a 30-year-old. I don't see that. But yeah, I think most of the journey is just shooting, and hoping that something sticks, or.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
early in the window,
Mm.
it's like that. It's like
Yeah.
that. Who is the right back we buy? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I recorded a video with
First time we play there.
yeah. Listen, I recorded a podcast on Mota on like very tactical stuff with Kanan. I don't know if
Nice.
people follow him on Twitter. I will release that when Mota gets announced. It's a very good video. Like actually, it's him talking, so a lot of people will like that. It's very insightful, maybe a bit controversial for some of you, but he kept it down a little bit. But I will release that, and he talked about right backs and stuff. So stay tuned for that. But as of
Nice.
now, if you ask me who do I want as a right back, I don't know. Like I'm focused on different things right now. Before I go to that, before I circle back to, um, I need to see what's gonna happen with Bremer. Are we gonna sign Calafiori? I need to see those things before I can say I want that right back or I want that type of left back, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know which formation we're gonna play, so it's very difficult for me as well to say I want that player because maybe it doesn't even fit in completely what we want to do 100%. Like even, oh, you've been muted.
My like barely steps over the half line. That's what I understand. But I'm
Okay, you're back, but you were muted for 1 second.
great. So what I said is
Oh,
we need a defensive-minded fullback.
okay.
Uh, as far as I understand.
We also have Weah at the club.
But he's a winger in my
Yeah, but
book.
is he gonna stay? Like, there's so many things.
The mess.
I need to say news is fullbacks aren't the priority.
Yeah, because this tactic is super simple for fullbacks.
Excuse me.
Defend when
Oh, like that.
so it's super simple for fullbacks. Just defend when Calafiori is going berserk and going, to the other box. So that's why it's quiet because like even Danilo or like Barbieri or whatever can play that.
Yeah, the Barbieri one, I don't think. He had a good season at Pisa, from what I've read. I don't watch Pisa. Remember when he played for us that one game?
Yes.
Oh man, horror show, like absolute horror show. It's one game. It's not fair, but like
He was just thrown in there. I don't even understand. Like,
I don't see us going
poor
into the
kid.
Champions League with Barbieri. With all due
Yeah,
respect, I just
yeah,
I just don't see it. So that's that. I think there's a lot of hype on Thiago Motta. I hope he lives up to his standard. Only time will tell. You know, only time will tell. I think everybody's assuming it will be fantastic. Some part of the fan base is assuming it's gonna be a disaster. I'm just sitting here and be like, okay, let's see what's gonna happen. And that's it. Only time will tell. If it's not good enough, then
for sure. We
it's not.
needed to think out of the box. Like we needed to have a restart, not going back to the same ideas over and over again. We needed something fresh, and Thiago is really fresh and really like modern tactics, whatnot. So
I don't think a lot of people can live with it, fans nor the media, because this is out of the box. It's not old school Juve. I think a lot of people are struggling with that, and he will
mm,
get a lot of stick even before the season kicked off. It actually did already did happen this week, with reporting about him asking for more money. It's just going to be the case. A certain part of the media, we know which part, good friends with somebody, is going to attack the new coach no matter what. No matter what. It's not officially yet, and they're attacking him, putting out
yeah,
statements. He wants to play like Barcelona. He wants more money. He wants this. He doesn't like that. And I'm like, okay, only time will tell. That's all I can say now.
yeah,
We need to give him time and understand his idea. Also, give him the best squad to compete with. A lot of that with at the club. Makes it really hard to form a team. I agree with that. And this is about clear up this season. It's not going to be easy. And next season, it's about putting the finishing touches. I think
yeah,
Court Miners is too expensive. I agree. For us, I'm gonna say otherwise Hanine is gonna lose her mind. For us,
yes,
it's too expensive. If a Premier League club pays that, I get it, but I'm still gonna say he's not worth 60 million. But I
Yeah.
get other clubs overpaying. I know how the market works, but he's not worth 60 million. To me, like for us, to us as a club right now, he's not worth that money. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, the Serie A teams can have the same amount of TV deals and stuff with billions of euros, dollars, whatever.
If we were Man
That,
City, I'm like, yeah, spend 60 million
yeah,
on coal miners. If it doesn't work out, they're gonna sell. Phillips, it's just how they operate. Thiago Motta last 3 years kept Port Spezia team up 15 players. That Spezia team was actually rubbish. that was a
yeah.
very that was a horrible Spezia team. Brought Bologna to 9 plays, highest finish in 3 years. Brought Bologna to the Champions League next season, Scudetto 27, 26 Champions League.
I wish, but no.
I agree. We need to switch our focus on Samardzic and Thuram if possible. We can be giving that immense sum to Serie A clubs. I do agree with with that point. Actually, Julian sent me something funny on Thuram and Douglas Luiz because we got linked with it. We didn't speak about it because that's just whatever, it's the Aston Villa Juve link is about Sule, and the
Yeah.
Douglas Luiz thing is made up in my opinion, and the McKennie thing is the club trying to offload McKennie. I don't think Aston Villa is coming from McKennie. But the Thuram one was actually funny because everybody um, says Thuram had a poor season, and off reports he had a down season. I don't know, like I didn't watch Nice. But if you stack up his stats with Douglas Luiz, who everybody actually likes, you will be in shock. You will be in shock, But that's, Premier League tags or Douglas Luiz and Thuram, But he's also 3 times as cheap, So it's just a crazy story out there.
But
But
Douglas Luiz is probably his salary would be insane. The money that he
I'm
would
not
want.
sure, on how much money. Yeah, I would assume yes, But also the transfer fee or the value, it will be
Yeah.
through the roof. So it's a no on so many levels, But I think that speaks for itself. But yeah, people, we're gonna wrap this one up. If you haven't liked the video, like the video now. Subscribe to the channel. I will have a video out tomorrow and Sunday. And Sunday evening, I'm gonna do my keep, loan, or sell live show, so you can all tune in. Gonna sell a lot of people. Not gonna be a realistic video, but it's gonna be fun. So stay tuned for that. And next week I will drop the podcast I recorded with the person in question I just mentioned. It is probably one of the best videos I've done, in terms of like pure insight and knowledge of somebody who actually does deep dives in stats and whatever, and it will be controversial. It will, but he kept it down a notch, which maybe is too bad, because I like how he speaks, because he believes certain things and he will just come out for it. No sitting on the fence. It might be controversial, but it's a good one. But yeah, that's it for me, Norbert. Thanks for joining. I will have you back on, and probably Malik, somewhere next week. And that's it for me tonight. Thanks for watching, people, and see ya. Ciao.